Edward Michael Schaad, shoe salesman from Butte, Montana, died at age 39 in the year 1926. We learn a little bit about the character of Edward Michael Schaad from the obituaries written about him after his death in Butte, Montana. The Anaconda Standard reported that Ed Schaad was one of Butte's successful young businessmen. The Butte Miner said he was well known here, and his gentlemanly qualities and high sense of integrity and business responsibility won to him the friendship of hundreds. And finally, the Butte Daily Post reports, his pleasing manner and magnetic personality brought innumerable friendships. And it adds, he was an ardent fight and baseball fan, as well as an enthusiastic fisherman. Edward Michael Schaad was born in Marinette, Wisconsin at 5:20 p.m. on a Wednesday, June 1st, 1887. Ed's parents, Alphonse Schaad and Mary Miller, were of German ancestry. His mother born of German immigrants, and his father a native of the German-speaking Alsace region, part of France now and when Alphonse was born, but in 1887 part of the new German Empire under Bismarck. Ed, born just 11 months after his parents' marriage, was their first child and was named after the fathers of each of his parents. Edward after his mother's father, and Michael after his father's father. In 1887, Grover Cleveland was President of the United States. There were only 38 states in the Union, and construction on the Eiffel Tower begins in Paris. 1887 is not only the year of Ed's birth, but it also was the same year Marinette City was incorporated. Marinette was a logging town in northern Wisconsin on the Menominee River, bordering the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and situated right on Lake Michigan. Marinette, with 24 sawmills lining the Menominee River, was primarily a lumber town. The lumber boom was at its height about 1895. Between 1890 and 1900, the population doubled from nearly 8,000 to over 16,000. Lumber-related businesses obviously prospered in Marinette, but so did other industries, such as the Marinette Iron Works, one of the chief employers in town. This is where Ed's dad worked when Ed Schaad was born. Ed was baptized a Catholic at Our Lady of Lourdes Church in Marinette, part of the Green Bay Diocese. He is the firstborn, and his father is working as a blacksmith at Marinette Iron Works. At age 2, young Ed and his parents move into a brand new house at 1440 Garfield Avenue in Marinette. In one of the first neighborhoods developed in Marinette, the house is only half a mile from his father's work. Ed would live most of his childhood, 15 years, in this house. By age 13, in 1900, Ed had had his first Holy Communion at Our Lady of Lourdes Church and was attending school. He was living at the same house on Garfield Avenue with his parents and 3 younger siblings, a brother and 2 sisters, and a pet dog. By age 17, in 1904, Ed is working, and he and his family have moved out of his childhood home, renting a home nearby, still in Marinette. At age 18, he is working as a clerk in the clothing industry, perhaps already selling shoes, which would be his lifelong profession, perhaps in one of these shoe stores in Marinette. He is still living in Marinette with his parents and 3 siblings, brother Harry, age 11, and 2 sisters, Ella, 14, and Lucy, 7. Shortly thereafter, the life of the Schaad family in Marinette begins to change. First is the tragedy of Ed's brother Harry, who at age 12 dies of typhoid fever in 1906. Then, within a year, the entire family, including Ed, moved south over 200 miles to Beloit, Wisconsin, at the southern end of the state.
In the shade of the old apple tree.
In his early 20s, Ed was working as a traveling shoe salesman, possibly in Rockford, Illinois, just south of the border from Beloit, Wisconsin. Then Ed makes a change. He leaves his family and moves west to the booming mining town of Butte, Montana. This is about 1910. This family photo was probably taken shortly before Ed left for Montana. Notice that his brother Harry is no longer present, and Ed's new brother Earl is there instead, now 2 to 3 years old.
With a heart that is true, I'll be waiting for you in the shade of the old apple tree. How well I remember the oriole with joy was sweetly singing. The little brook was